What's going on, boys? This video is gonna be a little different and it's gonna be positive. I'm gonna be talking about the state of the game in regards to the endgame loop, okay? So if you ask me personally, I feel that this endgame loop is actually probably the best endgame loop we had ever, or maybe one of the best endgame loop we ever had. And the reason why I say that is because the raids that we have are pretty straightforward, easy in a way, and I will elaborate. And this is the amount of gold that you can actually make as a like endgame player. Where that is if you have like a top 6 1730. But normally I don't really like to give much advice about this because it's hardcore. Only hardcore players have like the top 6 on endgame content, and you can't really tell them much because they've been doing it for so long that it doesn't really matter, right? At the end of the day, they're gonna continue doing whatever they want, and but I don't really recommend this. A lot of people get tired, burned out, and even hating the game because of this. And I've done it myself. I know what it's doing. A top 6 endgame content like hard mode, not the best. It's just like people make too many mistakes, and I get it. You can make a lot of gold, and this is kind of recommended for people that are like they have like a static, or they are like really tryhards, or they have the time to do so. Okay, don't try to be like a casual player and be here because eventually oh 07. Okay, it's not gonna work out. However, it's actually like a lot of gold that you can actually make low key. And another thing that helps a lot too is the frontier system in the West, because the raids become easier and easier and easier, and we get stronger and stronger and stronger. So sometimes it's kind of okay-ish depending on your mood. I honestly don't recommend this, but I'm just showing you so you can see the numbers. Okay, what I recommend is this 1710, and this is the end game that I will recommend even for veterans, right? And something that I want to emphasize is going to be the idle level, which I have said in the past before as well. This game, unfortunately, yeah, you have idle level entry level requirement, but that doesn't mean it's everything you need for the raids, especially Act 5. Okay, Act 5 is one of those gates, especially gate 1, that in my opinion is a little bit overtuned. And in the opinion of a lot of people as well too, we share the same opinion. It's because the raid is 1710 and you can be 1720 or 30 and still get one tap. It's kind of like, bro, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And you actually have to play well. Otherwise, it's just a wipe. And it's not the greatest, okay? So if you actually want to be 1710 and doing Act 5, I recommend you to be like at least over 1600 or 1700 CP. Unfortunately, I'm not making this up. Is just how it is. The damage needs to be there. You as a player need to be there, have to have the experience in order for you to do this raid. Okay, I'm not saying that it's the hardest raid ever, but it requires for you to be on the A game. Okay, you have to actually perform. But if everything goes well, in my opinion, like all these raids, they take you like 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna elaborate a little bit about this as well too. If everything goes well, perfect scenario, of course, it's 20 to 30 minutes. So we're talking about 2 hours. We're talking about 3 hours, 3 hours, and 3 hours. We're talking about like 9 to 12 hours. You need around like 9 to 12 hours a week. This is what you need, like around 9 to 12 hours a week in order for you to finish your raids. The reason why I put that gap of like 3 hours difference is because of the lobby simulator. Right now, it's a little sketchy, like I don't know if people on vacation, people taking breaks, whatever the case might be, like some people don't encounter the lobby simulator because they have statics or whatever the case might be, or they are lucky whenever they log in, they find raids right away. But yeah, you don't really need that much, and this is what I want to emphasize. The game, honestly, like playing an MMO that you only play 12 hours, in my opinion, I think that's pretty manageable. Unless if you don't really have 9 hours to play a week, I don't think you should be playing games at all. I don't know. That's my opinion. I know that some people play super casually games to the point that they probably play like an hour a day, or I don't know, like 30 minutes. Like they log in into the game and log out. But it is what it is. At that point, like I don't know what to tell you. You should be. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take. And this is how much you make. The difference between, so right here, I also want to say that I put Act 2 because once again, if you don't want to be struggling and if you're like 1710, 1720, even 1730, and you're doing Act 4 no, 5 normal mode, and you're doing Act 3, Act 4, that's pretty easy on normal mode, super super easy, actually, like brain dead easy. And then I do Versace instead of Mordum because Mordum is 3 gates. Once again, if you want to be efficient, you don't want to be dealing with a lot of people messing up and why not. I'd rather do Versace that is 4K less gold, but who cares, man? At the end of the day, you're gonna really cry for 4K gold? Like, nah, man. So the difference between a normal player that is actually not really stressed out or struggling or anything like that is 150K gold. And you might say, damn, but 150K gold a month, we're talking about 600K. Yeah, but you gotta take in consideration you putting stress on yourself, you getting burned out, you getting mad, you getting tired, and is it really worth it? It's up to you, right? At the end of the day, I'd rather get the 642 and be chilling, okay? And for new players and returning players, and this is pay attention closely, guys, because a lot of things have changed, okay? I will say that focus on Paradise 100%. Paradise is going to be your best friend. You log in into the game. Wednesday comes out, you do Paradise on all your characters. The first thing you do. It's just the best. Like 100%. Nothing beats the Paradise. Nothing. It's nothing. And then you will do your homework. Of course, you're going to do your Chaos Dungeons. And you're going to do your Guardians. This is really important as well, too, because you want to start getting resources. You're going to get Chaos Dungeon. You get your Charge, your Leaps, everything, the blues, the reds, fatal ambers, whatever, right? You want to do this because if not, then you're not going to have materials to put your characters. And voila, the solo raids. I know it sounds like a little bit like, damn, bro, do I really gonna go play Lost Ark, an MMO that I have to play solo? Most MMOs are turning into like a solo game nowadays, if you haven't noticed, okay? So if you're like an MMO player, you have to start transitioning towards what the new meta is, because it is what it is at the end of the day. So, but the thing is about doing solo race right now after December 17th is the simple fact that you're going to be able to make almost 500K go solo. And this might vary a little bit depending on how they nerf it, buff, nerf. The numbers might change a bit. However, it's still going to be a lot for the simple fact that you don't have to deal with nobody. Just go on your own time. The raids are super easy and you're still making infinite. You're playing super casual. You're like a new player, returning players, you catching up. Now, at the point, whenever you get here, like 1700, you start earning more gold when you start raiding with other people. But as of right now, bro, doing Egger, Brelsasha, and more than solo raids, come on, man. That's a big W, big W. So you know what I'm saying? It's better to make 400K, almost close to 500K than nothing. Just log into the game, do the Paradise, do your homework, and then start doing the solo raids whenever, bro. Like that's a no-brainer, you know. And the reason why I recommend a lot of people, especially returning players and why not, to actually start getting into this first before jumping into this, is because not everybody's strong. Not you don't have the gear. You're gonna be struggling trying to make a little bit more gold and putting other people pressure on other people for no reason. Just make whatever you can make here, get strong, and then you start on endgame content. That's my opinion. That's my take. This is the endgame loop in 2025, close to 2026, and Act 5, 4, and 3. Just tell me on the comment below how you feel about this endgame loop. If you feel the same way, that if you feel that it's easy or it's hard or it's okay-ish. I think the only thing that they need to actually reduce a bit is just Act 5. I think it's overtuned in my opinion. Okay, just reduce it a little bit, and people are gonna have a better time. But other than that, I think everything is straightforward. Versace is super easy. As a 1700, 1710, you just destroy Braille. You got the revives, and Act 4 is just like no brain, super, super easy. And Act 5, Gate 1 just sucks. Gate 2 is actually pretty good. But yeah, that's it. That's the endgame loop on Lost Ark right now. And yeah, I'll see you around, guys. And much love. Be easy and stay safe. Peace out.